So I think people maybe, I don't know, just a young team, not much experience. So
Yeah.
um, we just get say whatever achievements we get is just a fluke apparently, but I don't know.
Hmm.
And we just have to win champs to make. I mean, I feel like even if we win champs, we're still gonna be underdogs. So who knows?
Hi everyone, welcome to 1v1. I'm joined today by Jonah P following G2's 2-1 victory over Cloud9. So Jonah, how are you feeling after that victory?
I feel great. Definitely not how we expected it to go. But we're known for making huge comebacks. So honestly, I wasn't worried the whole way. Like even to the last map, we were down 8-4 at half. I said to my guys, like, if we just win pistol, we're fine, and
Mhm.
that's exactly what happened.
Yeah, it seems like you guys are kind of developing this reputation for being like these comeback kings. So
Yeah.
what's kind of the secret, the key for you guys?
I mean, we do have a reputation of being comeback kings, but at the same time, we don't want that title, because we have to work extra hard for it. But I mean, the secret is just like believing in us. I mean, it sounds like corny and like cheesy bit, but it's just true. Like
Mhm.
we all know what we're capable of, and I think it just took evidence for us that we can do it. And I think in Shanghai, we pulled it off like four times in a row where we've been lose first map, and then we had to like claw our way back, and we did.
Mhm.
So I think just having that evidence and that proof that we can do it, just like moving forward, no matter what the score is, we always have faith and believe in us to make the
Mhm.
comeback.
For sure. So I wanted to ask you a little bit about Shanghai. Just in general, like what was that experience like for you? What were kind of some of the highlights, both in and out of the server?
I mean, out of the server, I would say like it was just a beautiful city. We went out on team walks every single night. Um, we just did everything together pretty much. Went out to eat. Like I said, team walks. I think the team walks are very important. Just like just talking about in-game stuff, out-of-game stuff, just like stuff about our lives.
Hmm.
And I think the bonding like really helps, especially with Icy because it was his first international event or like first event ever.
Right.
So, just trying to ease him in and like teach him the ropes, like because we've had a couple experiences from Iceland and Ascension, Brazil. So,
Hmm.
just like getting him comfortable and making sure like everyone's all right, and that was like the main focus. But and yeah, the matches are fun. Obviously, not how we expected to go out, but
Hmm.
um, we were happy with our result. We were happy with third place, but we weren't like satisfied because we know we can do better.
Hmm.
And we went like 0-5 in maps in the Mercedes Arena, so definitely not how we wanted it to go, but it was still a great feeling overall.
For sure. So I wanted to ask you about how this experience sort of compared to some of those other big internationals that you mentioned that you'd been to. So Masters Reykjavik a couple of years ago, and then the Ascension Finals last year. So
Mhm.
how did this one compare as far as like, the crowd hype and kind of maybe any nerves or pressure you might have been feeling?
Um, Honestly, this event was like way different for me personally. I remember I was like talking about it. Normally, I get like pre-match jitters or like first round, couple of rounds like jitters, but all of Shanghai, like I was not nervous at all, and that's like pretty rare for me. Like now we can all admit that everyone has nerves. If you say you don't have nerves, you're just lying. But
Right.
for me, it was just I was like pretty calm the whole time, and it was very like I was trying to figure out why it was like that, but I don't know. I just let it happen.
Hmm.
But I'd think the biggest difference was just the experiences coming in. Like, we knew we were going to be fine. We knew we were going to have to earn our respect because I'd say we were the underdogs pretty much the whole time.
Hmm.
Um, I mean, even in this game against Cloud9, I guess we're still the underdogs. So I don't know when people will start believing in us. Maybe when we don't have to make comebacks, but
Uh,
yeah, that's pretty much it.
yeah, I wanted to ask you about that actually, because yeah, you
Mm-hmm.
guys still do have that kind of underdog label. Why do you think that is? And I mean, does that bother you guys, or have you guys kind of embraced it?
Um, it doesn't bother us. I would say. I think it just gives us more opportunities to talk shit on Twitter or social media.
Hmm.
I kind of have maybe a theory, maybe because we're such a young team.
Hmm.
Um, I'm the oldest on the team at 24. Everyone else is in like 19, 20, 21.
Hmm.
So I think people maybe, I don't know, just a young team, not much experience. So
Yeah.
um, we just get say whatever achievements we get is just a fluke apparently, but I don't know.
Hmm.
And we just have to win champs to make. I mean, I feel like even if we win champs, we're still gonna be underdogs. So
I
who knows?
guess we'll see.
Yeah.
Um, So, I mean, yeah, you guys were just in Shanghai not too long ago.
Hmm.
Did you guys have much of a break, like, coming over? How much time did you guys have to prep sort of for this stage two?
Um, we had I think 3 days off. So yeah, came back. I forget the date, but we had 3 days off to ourselves, do whatever, and then it was right back to practice. So
Hmm.
definitely not too much time, and plus we've been practicing out over weekends because we know we have to make up for time.
Hmm.
So yeah, it's just I mean I say we have enough time. We've had enough time, but we've hadn't had a lot of time to ourselves to
Hmm.
just like relax a bit. But I think since that's like a perk to being a young team, everyone's just like anxious to play all the time. So for us, it didn't doesn't seem to affect us really.
Hmm.
But yeah.
So we saw like from stage one through Masters Madrid that Sentinels were kind of suffering from burnout,
Hmm.
and is that something that you're worried about after like a long tournament run in Shanghai?
I think it was definitely like we definitely talked about it,
Hmm.
um, but I would say it comes back to being young and like everyone just wants to play, which is
Hmm.
good, but we have to maintain it. I remember like when we came back from Shanghai, we were supposed to only have like 2 days off,
Hmm.
but I pushed for a couple more extra because I know like
Hmm.
um, maybe players on my team won't speak up if they need extra time because
Hmm.
they don't want to like I don't know. So just
Hmm.
push for a few days more. It's very important to get rest and just to step away from the game.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah, makes total sense. So I want to ask you about these changes to challengers because I know that Riot recently announced that teams that have ascended starting next year, like you'll get a chance to sort of defend your spot. You won't automatically be relegated. So,
Mhm.
that's you guys here in VCT Americas. So, kind of, how are you guys feeling about this?
I think the changes definitely favor us, like my team specifically. I don't know if they're that favorable for teams in the future that get promoted,
Hmm.
but since we've proven that we can qualify for events and we had a pretty good showing. I think that we belong here, and
Hmm.
I think when teams think about like top competition, I think they think about us, and all we have to do is just play our game and make top four and just have consistent results, and we'll be back here another year.
Hmm. Um, I saw an interview that you did. I think this was at Shanghai where you mentioned KennyS was like a player
Mm-hmm.
that you looked up to and
Yeah,
that you kind of got inspired by. So I was wondering if you could tell me a little bit more about that and kind of what you looked up to him for.
yeah. I mean, I grew up like watching Counter Strike my whole life because I have two older brothers. So growing up as the youngest, I never had like time to play. I was always just
Mm-hmm.
watching. So by the time like 2013, when I was 13 years old, I got my own computer, and then that's when Counter Strike started to like really take off in
Mm-hmm.
2013. And I was playing, and I started following the games, and I loved opping like on
Mm-hmm.
my own, just like casual and ranked and stuff. And um, I think Kenny is just like he got my attention because of how like flashy and just like all the cool flicks he does, and
Yeah.
just his play style was definitely like just I just found enjoyment honestly just watching it, and
Mm-hmm.
it just inspired me like becoming an opera. And yeah, I don't know if people know that, but when I played CS, I was an opera, so
Oh,
obviously that's why he's like my favorite player.
makes sense.
Yeah,
I also noticed I was kind of like looking back on your Instagram and used to play a little StarCraft back
yeah,
in the day. Do you still
Starcraft
play
too.
StarCraft?
Not too often, but I was Grandmasters in Starcraft when I was like 13.
Hmm. Was that like your first competitive game?
No, uh, I mean maybe personally, but I never played any tournaments.
Mm.
It was just matchmaking and stuff like that. But I'd say Counter Strike's probably my first competitive game that I like wanted like I competed in.
Hmm.
But yeah, I was pretty good at StarCraft.
Hmm.
So
Nice. So that's all the questions I have. Is there anything else that you want to say? Any message for the fans?
I mean, I just appreciate you guys supporting us, and I'm glad we can put on another showing for like having an insane comeback again today. And we look forward to qualifying for champs and having you guys follow along. Appreciate it.
Sounds good. Well, thank you so much for this interview and good luck the rest of the season.
Thank you.